Today we're going to break down the simple yet effective visuals of Balatro, a small game made by one man, shout out to Local Thunk, that deserved Game of the Year, but was snubbed. I'm just joking. No, I'm not joking. Balatro, in my opinion, should be Game of the Year, given the fact that it's the most addicting game to come out in the last 50 years. So the gaming industry wasn't even around 50 years ago, but I'm still gonna say 50 years. Pause. So while I'm editing this video, it dawned on me that we live in a time where people can't take a joke. They don't know what's a joke. They think everything is fact. They think everything is worth drama. So I'm just gonna say it right here, right now. I, in fact, enjoyed every game that was nominated for Game of the Year. So congratulations to the little robot that could. Congratulations to Astrobot and everyone who enjoys Astrobot. Back to our regular scheduled program. I have no idea how this guy, Local Thunk, designed such an addicting game. A game that I actually did not like the first time I tried it. I tried this game a couple of months ago on the PS5. I saw the aesthetics and I was like, what are these people talking about? There's no way this is good. How is this good? This is gaslighting. This has to be gaslighting. This is what they mean by gaslighting, right? Right? This has to be it. Because there's no way. So I tried the game again because it's on Apple Arcade and I have Apple Arcade. And I said, nah, man, I can't ever get past 300 chips. What the hell am I doing wrong? Man, to hell with this game. I'm going to go play something else. So months and months later, my brother came to my house to visit and we had a little conversation about Balatro. And he said, you know what? I'm going to buy it. Jahbu, you like roguelikes. You like deck builders. You play Dawncaster. You used to be addicted to Marvel Snap. I'm going to buy it and I'm going to try it. Now I'll fill you in on my opinion of Balatro. So after that discussion, I noticed my brother playing Balatro. And I also noticed that he didn't stop playing. He was playing Balatro nonstop. I even caught him playing Balatro on the baby monitor. He probably wouldn't appreciate me saying that. Sorry, Blue. But yeah. And I wondered to myself, was I wrong? Was I wrong? Is this game actually good? So I asked him, I said, bro, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. People keep saying this is the greatest game ever. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, right? So I asked him to show me a few pointers and he did. And I got it at first, but I just couldn't see it. I still couldn't see it. It wasn't until my 9-year-old put me onto some game. Yeah. So my 9-year-old gave the game a shot and she started realizing that when you combine the jokers and, play certain cards, certain things happen. Chain reactions happen. She figured out the gameplay loop before I did. So I said, you know what, daughter? Thank you so much. I love you dearly. Little did I know, I introduced my daughter or daughters to one of the most addicting games that I've played in the last 50 years. The last 50 years. Balatro deserves Game of the Year because out of all of the games that I've played in my entire life, right? And I have played many games. I've been playing the majority of my life. I'm currently 41 years old, a middle-aged man, so I've played a lot. Now, I haven't played a game this addicting in a long time. I am playing Balatro in the mornings, in the evenings, even at supper time. I am playing Balatro every day, all day, anytime. In fact, I'm even playing Balatro right now as we speak, as I'm editing this video, trying to beat the next blind. Balatro. I even like saying it now, So here are just a few things that I really appreciate about Balatro's simple yet elegant, simple yet super effective art design. Now mind you, as I said, I didn't like Balatro the first time I played the game, right? I thought it was just another variant of Solitaire, a game that I kind of despise, right? and I'm not really into poker or card playing games. The most experience I have with playing cards is actually Goldfish that we used to play in Jamaica. I don't even remember at this point how to play Goldfish. It's been so long. But anyway, this game has a lot of interesting visual elements. Visuals that are not just beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, but also very effective at delivering you information. So let's start with the tiny things, the text. This is a very, very, very important element in visuals to me, especially a game that's on a mobile device. I primarily play Balatro on my phone, which is a smaller screen than my TV. I like the haptic feedback because it feels like I am playing a hand of cards. So reading text on the fly, on the whim, text that is very vital to my run, card descriptions, joker descriptions, tarot card descriptions, blind descriptions, you name it. I can read every single thing on the screen at any given time. And that to me is super effective design. I have a degree in design, so I know how hard it is to get down readability. And Local Thunk absolutely nails the readability in Balatro. The game can have a lot of text, a lot of small text, and you're still able to read it and get what it's saying. And that's very, very important, especially for the blind. I mean, that's me. I'm the blind. I can't see anything without these spectacles. I can't see a goddamn thing. Anyway, getting old. Okay, so I must admit, I had a trippy episode playing Balatro. I kind of underestimated the game. I thought that the game only had one goddamn background, the green poker table in the back. One night I was playing, and I was downstairs in my basement all by my lonesome, and I started tripping because I swore the background had no motion at all. The first time I played Balatro in my first couple of hours. Little to my knowledge, the background was like moving, right? And I must admit, yeah, I was a little elevated. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. You know what I'm saying? I gets down or gets elevated. And I remember playing the game and then suddenly noticing the background warping and moving and undulating in all kind of weird ways. And I was like, man, the background is moving. The background is moving. And it did something. So it prompted me to pay attention to the actual background. And to my dismay, it turns out that the background is always in motion. It's almost like Local Thunk designed the background just to hypnotize us into playing more rounds of Balatro. And I think it is super effective. Very, very beautiful. Very, very elegant. Very, very effective. Hypnotizing all of us to play more rounds. So in Balatro, cards can have certain effects. And this is probably one of my favorite things about the game. The effects on the cards. They're also very readable and very effective at telling the player exactly what that card is supposed to do without even showing words. So when you see something like this, bullet holes, it signifies that it's a wild card. It can go for any suit. The game has things like polychrome, foil, they got stone cards, they got gold cards, they got steel cards, all kind of cards. And again, it is vital information when you're playing the game because certain jokers affect certain card types or certain card editions. And not only that, some of these card editions, they actually animate. So like you'll see like the glass cards, they will break. They'll literally break. Gold cards, they kind of shimmer. Polychrome is my favorite, and I think it's probably the best. It's the best edition, and it has this nice like rainbow glisten as it's going back and forth. No matter if it's a card that's in your hand or one of the jokers, it just looks good. All the card effects just look great. Another thing that I really like about Balatro's card animations in general is the way cards come in and out of existence on the fly. I think it's amazing. So when you first boot up the game, you get the swirling, hypnotic swirling, right? You get the swirling, hypnotic swirling, like Local Thunk is literally saying, play my game all day, every day. This sucker pops out like it's popping through the damn table. And it's actually quite intriguing if you think about it. Every time I see that little animation, I just get a little happy inside, you know? So in Balatro, there's certain cards that get rid of other cards, right? So when you're getting rid of these cards, they actually kind of burn away. It's a similar animation to the one where the cards appear, but now it has a little smoldering effect on there, a little burn effect. And I think Local Thunk did an excellent job of making those visual effects work. And last but certainly not least, the jokers. Now, here's my theory about these little suckers. I believe all the jokers is indeed one joker, the host of the entire game. This little man has the ability to turn to ice cream. He can turn into a banana. He can turn into anything Local Song wants him to be. Because this game contains 150 jokers. I have not collected all of the jokers, but I plan to get every last one of them. Now, the cool thing about all of the jokers is they have themes. They actually have themes, and the card art is so great that that theme comes across in a beautiful 16-bit fashion. So for example, the party joker, he got confetti going around him. We got the hack standing on stage telling corny ass jokes. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. Of course, we got Ice Cream Joker. That's him. And then I don't even know, but I know I like this card, but I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but he can turn into this. So these two are in fact the same individual that is going to talk shit to you when you lose your blind. So with that being said, here are a couple of my favorite jokers, and please put your favorite jokers and put some joker combinations in the comment section so we can swap notes. You know, I'll leave my faves, you leave your faves, you know. So Fibonacci. So this joker is literally the golden frickin' ratio, a ratio that I actually use in a lot of my paintings, a ratio that we see through and throughout nature, from shells to hurricanes to galaxies. We see this thing all over the place, you know? So Fibonacci is that golden ratio. So it adds a mult to all of the numbers representing that ratio. The Vagabond, the poor man's card. This card is one of my favorite looking jokers. This guy looks hella sad. He looks like he's having a bad day, but he has the ability to make tarot cards that can change the deck. So this poor man's card in the right hands can be quite powerful, and I actually used him to beat the game, I think the 3rd time. So shout out to the Vagabond. That frown becomes a smile when you see you win. Yeah. Mail-in rebate, that card speaks for itself. It literally looks like it belongs in the mail. Excellent design on this card, very recognizable. In fact, most of the jokers are quite recognizable. Given the fact that they're not labeled while you're playing the game, you have to click on them to see what they're called. Sometimes you can actually guess what the joker is going to be called before even clicking on it. And I think, again, that's due to the aesthetics of the card designs. Smear joker. Now this joker, again, it's tickling those artistic sensibilities. It's as if someone made a painting of the joker and then some asshole decided to walk along and smear that sucker. And that is what the smear joker is. And I really like their effects. It turns hearts to diamonds and clubs to spades. It's unifying, like the smudge, the smear. It's one of my favorite jokers. And last but not least, this is probably my favorite joker, the burnt joker. The burnt joker not only looks like it got set on fire, but the orange and the red is just magnificent. I love this card. Great, try out the burnt joker. So here are some honorable momentums. Man, I hate saying that damn word. I hate saying those words. Here are some honorable mentions. The graphics options. Now, I had a vision messing around with the graphics options in Balatro. I envisioned myself as an 80-year-old man still using the CRT filter to make the game look way older than it actually is, still enjoying Balatro in my old elderly age. The CRT filter does this really cool but not annoying, because some CRT filters are way too over the top to the point where they start messing up the actual readability of the game. But in Balatro, it's nice and clean. It adds these simple scan lines. There's a slight fish eye pop or distortion to the sides of the screen, and it just fits that overall aesthetic that Balatro is trying to present to you, making the retro and the old 16-bit style look even more appealing to us players. Very, very, very good option choice. Yeah, I propose to Microsoft that Balatro replace all solitaire. All solitaire is replaced by Balatro. Put it in the operating system. Please, please, Microsoft, please. Give Local Thunk trillions. Okay, so this one is not really a visual element, but I have to say it. The music. So as I said, my daughters play Balatro, and they absolutely love Balatro. In fact, the other day they had a dispute. So, like any good father would do, I made my girls play Balatro to settle their grievances. And instead of fighting each other, they actually started sharing tactics. And I'm like, see, this is what you gotta do. This is how you parent. Parent with Balatro. They laugh at me every single time I hum the Balatro theme because I am not musically inclined, but they're both musicians, right? The problem is that the song, that little chill synth beat, you know, it gets drilled, it gets burrowed so deep into your subconscious that your ass will be dreaming with that shit playing in the background. I promise you, Balatro has an addicting background. It hypnotizes you to play more hands. It has hypnotizing music and hypnotizing gameplay. That's why I say this game should have won Game of the Year. And not only is the music fantastic, but the sound effects, each and every sound effect adds to that addiction that everything else is doing. The shuffling of the cards, even selecting the boss blind, even beating the boss blind. It just sounds fantastic and it just works. It's a complete little masterpiece of a game. Play Balatro, man. Play Balatro. Overall, if you can't tell already, I absolutely love this game. Both of my daughters love this game. I'm trying to get my wife on board, but she ironically plays solitary till this day on her phone. But I'm gonna get her. Either that or 2 years down the line, she's gonna say, babe, I found this game. It got these jokers. And I'm gonna say, yeah, I know about those jokers. I was trying to tell you years ago, Local Funk made a masterpiece, babe. So, for those of you who have no idea who I am, my name is Jahbu Ori, artist extraordinaire, and I love to talk about the visuals in games. If you would like to see my work, you can head over to my website, jahbu.com. I have my entire collection of work over there. Let me know what you think. If you're on social media and you would like to see more of my art life, more of my artistic endeavors, you can find me on Tiktokk and on Instagram under the handle JAHBU_art, Jahbu_art. Please, in the comment section, if you're playing Balatro, in the comment section, write your experiences about Balatro. I read all of my comments, all of them, all of my comments. And I really, when I hit the heart button, I mean it, man. I love it because you took the time out to write something under my video. You took the time out to watch it, so I appreciate you. You know what I mean? If you haven't played Balatro yet, I would say play it, but just know, this one has some hooks, some very long hooks. And those hooks have the potential to anchor you down until you beat every blind, unlock every deck, unlock every joker, defeat every boss blind, get all the challenges and the achievements and everything. This is a game that if you get into it, I warn you, go in with caution and just go in knowing you're gonna have a hell of a time with Balatro. I still to this day cannot tell if the Joker is friend or foe. This guy has kind of made me cry. I was like so close to beating the game one time, and I think I got like 93,000 chips and I needed 100K, and he said some bullshit. He said, you should go back to playing Goldfish. And I was like, damn, you don't gotta remind me how shitty I am. But it worked. Like I thought about it and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna get back into the game, and I beat it in a few runs later, you know? So I guess he's a friend because he's actually all the jokers anyway. I don't know. Put your theories in the comment section. Anyway, until next time, my wonderful people. One love. Peace.